Hello and welcome back. I'm Ramy Romani, your iFit guide, and we are here in Cairo, Egypt, my home. This right behind me is Old Cairo. We're about to go through the walls of Old Cairo, and by the end of this workout, you will have skills that you will swear by. We'll get you through crowds, navigating, and through a crazy markets of Cairo. Let's go. On my left-hand side is the wall that created Cairo. This dates back to about 600 AD. 600 years of history. And the first thing you'll notice here is that it's midterm vacations. There are so many kids running around deciding to all appear on your iFit workout today. Right next to me is the old Wall of Cairo. This made Cairo, defended Cairo from any enemy, and it was built during the Fatimid era, which is a very important era in history. That is when the main split in what you know today as Shiite and Sunnah happened. The main Islamic religion split into two about this time, and it became enemies, and you've seen so many wars just because of it. The Fatimid era was the leading era of the Shiites. The difference between the two is so subtle, yet extremely massive. The difference between the two is that one believes that right after the main prophet, another prophet came, and the other don't. It's as simple as that, and started many, many wars. Old Cairo had multiple gates that would access it. So back at the time, we would be outside of Cairo right now. Today, the Old Cairo walls are just surrounding a massive market and a site that we all look at. Back at the time, no Cairo here, everyone lived inside and defended themselves inside. We're about to enter from one of the main gates. Once you enter, fewer cars are inside, but I'm going to warn you. There are a lot of people that we're gonna encounter. We're gonna be navigating the crowd, walking between people. People are gonna come straight to your camera and say hi, and others maybe not so happy. And if you look all along the wall, you look up there, you'll see a minaret. A minaret that Cairo, or Old Cairo, is very famous for. The nickname of Cairo today is 1001 minarets. Not because there's exactly 1001, but 1001 is a reference in Egypt of so many minarets, like the 1001 stories that you must have read about. This part of Cairo today is a crazy crowded part. It is Thursday today, towards the end of the day, midterm vacations, and it's probably as crowded as it's ever going to be. So you're lucky, you're gonna see it at its worst. This right here is the main gate that accessed Old Cairo. A second from now, we'll leave what used to be outside and enter the Cairo it was 1,000 years ago. I grew up studying Egypt, culture, language, and archaeology. And one of our classes was called Modern History of Egypt. This was a part of it. We call this era of Egypt the modern history of Egypt. 1,000 years. 1,000 years is the modern history of Egypt. In comparison to some countries like the United States, where all the history there is 300 years. Cairo's modern history is 1,000 years old. And in a place like this, you could tell the main difference between cities that were modernly built and established in the modern times and cities like this that started small and grew rapidly and massively. In a city like Los Angeles, for instance, all the streets are vertical and horizontal. In a city like Cairo, I've lived here for more than 25, 30 years of my life. And there are so many places I'll get lost at, even if I've been here thousands of times. This is one of those places. This is the main market. They sell everything. You have to look at that. Look at that. See. This is everything in a market, even VR. It's like a celebration every day. This is probably the loudest workout you're gonna go through and hopefully enjoy. This part of Cairo today is a market, comes without saying, and they sell pretty much everything. As we go, just keep looking that way. There are always shops selling anything, musical instruments, belly dancing costumes, toys for kids, water. You saw the VR machines. This street specifically is called El Moaz Luffa Street, and this street was one of those main streets. It has multiple mosques that date back to the Fatimid era. But also it is the main destination for any Egyptian during his holiday, as you can see. One of my favorite things about this place is that it is a place where all the cultures come together. You can come here and see so many locals, so many foreigners together in the same place. And I have to give you some advice. If you ever end up here personally, there is so much crowd that you have to weave in and out from. You have to prepare yourself mentally before you walk into a place like this. You know what's coming. You know that anytime you can get hit by a motorcycle or someone's hand is gonna go right in your face with a funny insult or someone's face like that. And you have to keep your cool or else you're not gonna survive it. But this is just the beginning of the massive market. You would think it's a special carnival day here in Cairo, but that's how Cairo looks like pretty much every day. One day you'll come here and you have to prepare yourself for it. Now there's a couple of tricks for you. You're gonna learn 2 Egyptian words. Not that one. The first word is thank you, and you use that when you want to say no. Shukran, shukran, shukran. You say shukran and that's a thank you. Shukran. And it also means no, like I just told him. Second word sounds like pumpkin. It's mumkin, like pumpkin with an M. Mumkin. Mumkin means a lot of things. I want, please, give me. You say mumkin and you put any word afterwards. It means you want this thing and it means you're gonna get it. Now, tips for you when you're here on how to navigate this. People will come at you from all angles. They want to sell you things, they want to take a picture with you, and what you need to do is completely ignore them. And that's your best bet. Now, when people approach you, you also sometimes get people asking about your existence. Just ignore it, say hi sometimes, smile, laugh, and say thank you. Laughing is your best bet, somewhere. Now, stick with me. We have to go in, navigate between the crowd, and then make sure we don't get hit by a car on the way. This is another skill you have to learn. Crowd navigation. Keep your eye forward, see where you're gonna go, and don't hesitate. Ignore your surroundings and keep going. Anyway, we're approaching right now Khan al-Khalili Market. We haven't entered yet, but Khan al-Khalili Market is a market for everything and for everyone. This is traditional Egyptian music here. Sounds like it. Everyone excited. Khan al-Khalili Market. Khan al-Khalili Market is a market where you can find everything. Most foreigners and tourists would come there. This is really amazing. If you are walking through this crazy market and you see a piece of antiquity on your left, one of the oldest mosques in Cairo, dates back to, what, 1,500 years ago that mosque was built. 1,500 years ago. Still used today. Even the Vatican is not used for that long. Khan al-Khalili Market is a place where everyone meets up. Locals, foreigners, tourists, everyone needs to go there. There's so much stuff that you can buy. Most of it, in complete honesty, is just that stuff made in China. Oh wait, look at that. This is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorite meals ever. I used to get this every morning when I was a kid. It's just grilled street corn. Some of the best. When I was a kid, I remember, I thought to myself, when I grow up, I'm going to make a lot of money by grilling corn on the street and selling it. I'll tell you more about this street as soon as I swallow the driest corn I've ever had. It's a good time to have a sip of water. You should have one too. Go ahead, enjoy the crowd.
Beautiful architecture.
This specific area, look behind me, right here. This is a very famous spot in Egypt. This place is called Between the Two Palaces. There are two streets and they come between the two palaces. Some of the most famous Egyptian stories were written specifically in this area, Between the Two Palaces street. Very nostalgic. The Nobel Prize winner, Naguib Mahfouz, an Egyptian Nobel Prize winner, wrote his trilogy right at that window up there, Between the Two Palaces. Now, if you keep going on that street, one thing to mention is that even though there's craziness and everyone comes around from everywhere, there's one thing to keep in mind. People approach you because they want to have a laugh. They want to joke around with you, they want to smile at your face. Nothing here is actually dangerous. Everyone's ultimate goal is to smile, say hi, take a picture with you, and keep going. Or just sell you stuff made in China. Look at that store right here, one of my favorite ones. This has all the old tools that they've used. Cairo went through so many ages. All these cameras, typewriters, a lot of things here date back to the World War II. As a matter of fact, during one of the World Wars, you could see a lot of pictures of troops coming from Australia with their kangaroos passing by the pyramids. So many troops came here. Egypt just has so much history. Every part of history passed through here. You find little bits and pieces from every nation here. This is one of those cities where one layer is buried on top of the other. For us to find what happened under here or before this time, we really have to dig into this ancient part of it. I mean, look around you. This is just a normal site. Look up. This is just a normal site here in Egypt. Beautiful architecture, and it's breathtaking. This is one of the biggest madrasas. At the time, this was a school for kids. People would go to the mosque, and that's where they would learn, and that's where they would pray, and that's where they would study. One very special place, though, is down here. If you walk down there, is a very special place that is called an ancient Hamam. The ancient Hamam is where people, it's like a spa, but for Egyptians. Look around you. The most beautiful Islamic architecture. Now, we're about to enter a street called the Gold Street. And the reason it's called the Gold Street is because every shop here either sells gold or silver. And that's how Egypt is divided. This is like a massive open air mall where every little street has its own specialty and profession. Khush, khush. This one specifically is silver and gold. And if you look around you, there's all these old gold pieces. Look at that. You come here at the beginning of the day and you can get them to hand make pieces of gold and silver just for you. Now, this was, watch out. Now this was the widest part of the market that we just went through. Right now, it's about to get much tighter. This is the main entrance to all of the market that we're about to go through. You gotta squeeze yourself in and enjoy. You find things that are not worth too much and other things that are very, very special. Everyone here is your friend, whether you like it or not, and they will all remember you. But in complete honesty, I ran those streets since I was a little child, and I have seen some of these people. I've seen some of these people for the past 25 or 30 years, doing the same thing, standing in the same place with a big smile on their face. And there's something interesting because everyone, yeah, they hassle you, they want you to buy their stuff, but they are in on the joke. Their favorite tagline is, come here, how can I take your money? Because they are in on the joke. They will always smile at you. Malish. Most of this part of the market is marketed to tourists. Everything that you can buy here is ancient Egyptian little scarab beetles. But right in the middle of the market, you could see places like this. This is one of the middle gates of Old Cairo, right in the center of the market. And it feels so special because you could see all history combined together. People using it. Like their scarf stands are right against the ancient wall. That's 1,000 years old. That door right here, that wooden door with its, look at it. 1,000 years old door that is a part of today's market. And that's Egypt for you. Everything is just a mishmash of history together. Everyone's ultimate goal is to make you laugh, and they get you every time. And they get you every time. So full. It is hard. It is hard to walk and talk here because you have to say hi to everyone. You have to check on them and their mothers and all their family. And all their family. It's the Egyptian way. This is the street of lamps, where you can find lamps right and left. For a second here, I feel like a salesman trying to sell you lamps. Each now and then you could find a little sneaky way in the market to get yourself calm again while walking, quieter, take a break from the craziness, and then get back at it. This street we're about to go into is one of the tightest streets in the market, but it has the most famous coffee shop that I personally nearly lived at for the longest time. We're gonna go through it this way. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. صباح الفل. صباح الفل. لا ماشيين معدي على طول. Right here. This is الفيشة ربنا يخليك لا نمشي كده طوال. This right here is the Fishawi market. It's tight. But this is the most famous coffee shop. ايه الاخبار؟ كله تمام؟ كله كويس. He's one of my best friends here in the Fishawi market. معدي ارجع لك تاني. You have to tell everyone that you're gonna come back because they want to know the rest of what happened every day through the past year of your life. سلام المدير.
تفضلوا.
ربنا يخليك المرة الجاية. Now, the most احنا هنجيب شباب التصريح. كل التصريح ماشيين ورانا. وهم ورانا ماشيين كلهم اهو. At that cafe, did you hear this? This is the call to prayers. You could hear it right in the middle of Old Cairo. There are multiple mosques here. The most concentration of mosques. The call to prayers happens 5 times a day, one of which is at 5 a.m. Go ahead and listen. Just keep going ahead. It's a lovely musical song that happens 5 times a day. صباح ازيك عامل ايه الاخبار؟ كله تمام؟ بخير؟ عدى عليك وانا راجع يلا سلام. سلام. I was a child running through these streets and I haven't been here in at least a year. Seeing all these people brings back some beautiful memories when I lived here. Now, all what we went through right now was probably, without exaggeration, the least crowded spot of the market. What we're about to go into next is the most. This is the main street of Khan al-Khalili Market. If you can look up high and look down at it, you will see how much people are walking in here. The next street coming up is called the Spice Street. And I wish you could smell this too, not just hear me and see me, because the smell here is absolutely gorgeous. It's not one specific smell of one spice. It's a ton of different spices combined together and then burning incense. You can come here and they will make you your own handmade perfume. You go in the store and you choose whatever type of flowers you want on each other. And they have all these little stories about the flowers. This flowers will get women to love you, and this flower will make you a stronger man. and they combine them together for you and give you a pack. ايه ده شاي ده؟ شاي؟
خد والله رزق.
عشاش. قشطة. You can also get a cup of tea on the street.
Excuse me.
We're about to go right here. You ain't the lucky man. Let's go right here. I'll show you the last bit of this market. My favorite spot. معهم تشرح وراهم معهم تشرح وراهم عشان احنا نصور. طب ماشي خلاص بقى. بيصورني هنا. Look around you. They're all perfumes, all little flowers. This is the Spice Street. If you walk around the Cairo streets, you'll also get offered tea. Tea is the main drink here in Cairo. Black tea with a ton of sugar, like this one here. We are still in the heart of what old Cairo is. All around us, surrounding us, is a big wall that was built to create that old Cairo, Samai. That was built to create that old Cairo. And if you look ahead of me, this is all still a part of it. Even though modern streets and modern cars have split it into two. This place never ends.
Hey, bro, you don't want perfume and Madison oil?
Thank you.
Have a nice day, bro.
See, it works. Right here. There's also one street here that is called the Luffa Street because you can buy loofahs in it and nothing else. That's the big difference, really. There's an everything store wherever you go in Western countries. In Egypt, there's one street for one specific thing, and whenever you look for it, you need to find it. Here we go. We're approaching the main square of the market. It has the biggest mosque in all of Egypt and all of the Middle East. This is the epicenter of Islamic studies in the whole world. People come here from all nationalities. You find Malaysians, every Islamic nationality come here to that big mosque so they can study just the language sometimes. Now, the language that you've been hearing me talk with to everyone is Egyptian, which is not Arabic. It's specifically Egyptian. And the Egyptian language is a mix between Arabic, ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, English, French, Spanish, Turkish, Italian.
How do you do?
It's basically all our history. It's basically all our history combined, every layer added to it. And it's an evolving language that kept changing all my life. That's my mother tongue. Classical Arabic is what we learn at school, and it's a much, much harder language to speak. Here we are. The biggest mosque and studying school of Islamic studies in the world, and the most famous. One last call to prayers. Well, this is it. You've done it again. Well done, well done. Thank you so much for joining me. We went through the lost 1,000 years of history in Egypt, as we call modern history of Egypt. This was one of my favorite tours, and hopefully you endured that crowd and enjoyed it as well. I'm Ramy Romani. I'm your iFit guide.